Hey everyone, and it's another day of CADvent, and we're back on Autodesk Revit today, teaching you how to model walls. So starting to bring everything together and showing you how we can start modeling some components inside of Revit. So let's jump straight in. I'm already sharing my screen, which is great. And what I've actually done is I've saved the previous model that we did as CADvent.rvt as a Revit project, and I'm going to use that as my starting point. Normally when I'm teaching Revit, I would first go through selection and manipulation of components, but I thought for this, because they're short tutorials, I would show you first how to model walls, and then we can use those to do our modifying and editing in the next session. So we're going to go on to our ground floor. If your ground floor is not already active, use your project browser and choose ground floor with a double click to open it up. And from our ground floor, we're going to draw some walls, and it's really, really straightforward. We drew levels and grids. The process to draw a wall is identical, okay? So all you need to do is from our architecture tab, choose the wall tool under the build panel and click it once. Instantly, the tool will come to life, and it's going to give us lots of different options dependent on what you're drawing and how you're drawing. For any of you that are transitioning from 2D to 3D, you'll feel right at home because you've got lines, arcs, circles, rectangles, polygons. We basically draw these in the same way that you would draw line work in any 2D application. Revit's just giving the line work some intelligence so that it is a wall. And we've got a whole load of options alongside that. So when we're drawing our walls, we're going to use a line for these first examples. And we're going to have them auto-joined. So when I click 2 points of a wall, they will join together if those points are in the same place. We then have this big old options bar here. And this is giving me a load of options for the placement of our wall. So we are specifying the height of the wall, which is an unconnected 8 meters. I'm actually going to connect these up to the parapet level because I want to show you what it does. We are going to draw using the center line of the wall, which means the lines that we define in model space are going to be the center lines. If you want to draw finish to finish, you would change the drop down here to choose finish face rather than center line. I'm drawing with center line. I want to chain my walls so that I can continually draw. I don't want to draw with an offset, and I certainly don't want to draw any curved walls for this example today. Then, if you look in your properties palette, you can see that we have a type of wall selected. This is using what's called a system family. Revit's going to populate our line with the layers building up this system family of walls. I'm not going to go into on this course exactly how they work and why and how to make your own, but you choose the type of wall from your type selector dropdown. Your wall is controlled by structure, which we can see if I click edit type. I can go ahead and look at the structure of my wall and edit it. And that will show you how your wall is going to be populated. And absolutely you would spend time within your template creating your own layers and walls to represent the components that you're going to be drawing. I have the really lovely job of saying I don't need to worry about that. So I'm just going to draw using the out-of-the-box walls, but you do what you need to do and follow along. From there, we simply start drawing. I click once in my drawing area where I want to start drawing my line, and typically I draw left to right. So I'm going to drag my mouse to the right-hand side. I haven't clicked anything, just clicked once to start the line, let go, move my mouse, and then click again to place the line down. Okay? And you'll already see, if you zoom in a little bit, that it's drawing a wall. So I'm going to draw that, and I'm going to draw it 10 meters long. So 10, 0, 0, 0, because I'm in millimeters. Press enter. We get a 10 meter wall. I'm then going to come down vertically, and I'm going to go 5, 700. I'm then going to come inwards by 3, 100. I'm going to come down by maybe another 1900. And then I'm going to come and use the snapping and tracking to show you how easy it is to get these in line and then finish up my walls. So very quickly, within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clicks, I've created these walls. If we zoom in, we can see they're all fully detailed and they look like walls. By the way, top tip, if yours all looks all thick and sort of horrible, click this button, thin lines. By default, Revit will have thin lines turned off. And with thin lines turned off, it's going to show you with the line types that they're going to print with, so you're scaling. I don't care about those for now, so turn on thin lines, we get nice crisp CAD lines. With our walls that we've drawn, we can select any of the walls and it will show us dimensions. I can grab those dimensions, change them, and it will move the wall that I have selected by that given change. We can edit the temporary dimensions that are shown to say, well, actually, I want the distance between this finish face and this finish face to be 3 meters, not the external and the internal. So I can click and drag this witness line here, click it, hold it down and drag it, and I can drop it in different locations on my model. Difficult to see there, but the line on the outside is highlighting. So I'm going to hover over it and I'm going to drop it. That moves the witness line so that I'm measuring external to external, and then I can make that 3 meters as required. Finally, I'm going to go back to our good friend, the south elevation that we used earlier, and then I'm going to press WT on my keyboard, window tile. This will tile my windows. This allows me to see my elevation at the same time as seeing my floor plan. And I can see that because when I drew the wall, I drew it from ground floor to the parapet level, that it has done just that in my elevation. It's also created a parametric link. So if I grab the parapet level and move it up, the walls move with it. Likewise, if I move it down, the walls move with it. So constantly from the get-go inside of Revit, we're drawing things with intelligence. Finally, to draw some different types of walls, let's just press TW to go back to a single tiled window. Go back to the wall tool, choose a different type of wall, for example, the 75mm stud partition wall, and I'm going to click from here to here, and from here to here. Same process, everything gets tidied up, it deals with the wrapping of material for you, and everything works generally really nicely. And that is how we draw walls inside of Autodesk Revit. So that's it for today's tutorial. I hope that's been useful. Join us again in a couple of days' time where we're going to be taking a step, I would say backwards, but maybe sideways, and showing you how we can start selecting things and manipulating and making edits on the things that we've already drawn. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Until next time, take care and see you in a couple of days. Thank you very much.